welcome to our weekend release. This is the bonus podcast episode brought to you from Help by Sex and My Boss, where we can see how much extra content we can squeeze into your week. How does the bonus do? Is it the same as the... Is it pretty much? Oh, okay. Where we see how much extra content we can squeeze into your week. Well,
you're funny.
Random things that have been sent in, extra bits from our week, and how our advice went down with you, our wonderful G and Divas.
Welcome back to this country.
Thank you very much.
Jordan, as we mentioned 2 Tuesdays ago, last Tuesday, has been away to Chicago. Mm-hmm. Yeah, did you have a nice time?
I had a wonderful time.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you rouge your knees up?
Till my stockings were down.
Yeah.
And all that jazz. Yeah, yes I did.
Good. Well, we'll talk about it more on next week's episode, shall we?
Okay, Tuesday's episode.
I've been away as well, but we'll come on to that. But, you know, not because you go away and I have to then go away to match you.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Oh,
fine.
What did you do recently? I forgot. You got something, so I got it as well.
Anal beads.
Wow. Wow. Do you remember when we first started this podcast, you were like, you can't say that, I'm an etiquette coach.
Yeah, I know.
Now you're just straight
just
in there.
beyond caring now.
Yeah. What was it you did recently and we did the same thing?
Bed.
Maybe it was going to Chicago because you'd gone.
Yeah,
Bed.
but, excuse me, that's you following me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
You did something else recently.
You've got a laptop. It's not that.
Can't remember.
No.
Yeah.
How funny. Did you watch Eurovision? No, you were away.
No, I didn't. I missed it.
Okay. There was a song, the Finnish entry from Finland.
Is that what they ended on?
What?
The finish.
No. Hey, very good. No, they ended on us. And we did say well. But the Finnish entry was a song called Cha Cha Cha.
Was it actually?
Yes. However, it wasn't any cha-cha-chas like I cha-cha-cha. And actually, I'm rethinking my attitude that every song is better with the cha-cha-cha. Because that, and this is a controversial opinion, everyone, was a terrible song.
Oh, okay. Did you have a Eurovision party?
No, but we watched it when I was away with our friends. We watched it
Oh, did you?
together, yeah. I'm not completely convinced they had ever watched Eurovision before, and I'm not also convinced that they wanted to watch Eurovision, but they watched Eurovision.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Were they a straight couple?
Yes.
They'd never watch Eurovision
No.
before. I'm joking. That's not fair. That's not fair. Did you watch it, Ben?
No, he was away as well.
Oh, yeah.
We've all been away. We'll talk about all of this on Tuesday's episode.
We've been jet-setting.
Well, actually, I didn't leave this country.
Globe-trotting.
Globe-trotting. We had the trots.
Globe-trotting.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. What's another word for going away? Jet-setting, globe-trotting. On your travels. Hollybobs.
No, we're not doing that. Should we just go to the responses?
Yes, please.
This is from Emma. Dear William, Jordan, EPB and Diego, your recent episode, Help, He's Got a Donkey Cock, was quite triggering for me.
Which one was that? Can't remember.
Your Stephen's Got a Big Willy.
Oh,
Was
yeah.
that one? Yes. When you came to talking about swingers and how the identification of a swinger is now via an upside-down pineapple in a supermarket trolley over the previous pompous/pampas grass, I knew I had to write in. 6 years ago, I was going through a pretty horrific breakup. I had a mini breakdown. Part of my chaotic behaviour at this time included getting a tattoo of a pineapple, photo below. I have always wanted a pineapple tattoo, so I thought, fuck it, and did it. Alas, ever since, and increasingly over the past year or so, when people see it, they make a comment on how it is now associated with being a swinger. I have been sent numerous articles about people wearing various items of pineapple clothing, jewellery, and the aforementioned pineapple in a shopping trolley. Colleagues at work and acquaintances have also commented asking if I am in fact a swinger.
Wow.
Just to clarify, I am not a swinger. Whilst I'm very much a believer of each to their own, this is not something I have or will ever partake in. How do I politely answer the question, does that mean you're a swinger, without becoming overly defensive and passive-aggressive? Best wishes and kindest regards, Emma. And there is the tattoo of the pineapple, just above her ankle.
I'm looking. It's not an upside-down pineapple.
It's not.
So what I'd do...
Not unless you're upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if her legs were in the air, technically it would be upside down. Anyway...
in which case, the question might become superfluous.
I don't know what that means, but okay. What I would do is to cancel out that pineapple tattoo. It's a very good tattoo, by the way. I'd just get I'm not a swinger tattooed on your forehead. And that would solve it. That would solve it.
I think you're overcomplicating this, Emma. When people say, are you a swinger? You just go, no, I'm not. That's the end of that.
Yeah.
I don't think that.
I think the
being
whole
defensive.
point of being a swinger is you don't ask them if they're a swinger. It's like being in Fight Club. You don't talk about it. It's like you just give each other a look or stuff. Right, it's bugging me. It's really bugging me because someone I know recently had a pineapple on a necklace. I can't remember who it was. And it was recently. And now that's just flashed in my mind.
Well.
I don't know if it was someone at work. I don't know if it was someone I seen on the train. I don't know if it was Mikey.
It was definitely not Mikey.
I can't remember who it was. I think it's someone we know had a pineapple on it. It's going to bug me that. Anyway,
Okay, well, come back to me. This is from Stephen with a PH. Dear William Jordan, Executive Super Producer Ben and Diego.
God.
I just wanted to update you on my problem from the other week. Yes, it's me, Stephen, from my Stephen's Got a Big Willy.
Oh, hi, Stephen.
Thanks. So, as mentioned previously, we planned to attend a family member's birthday party, and this was the first time we had all seen each other since my mother-in-law-to-be had seen everything.
So Stephen
was sleepwalking naked.
Yes.
His mother-in-law
No,
saw.
he left the bathroom without his...
Okay.
His mother-in-law seen his widgie.
Yeah, and made a comment about it to Stephen's partner.
What did you call it when you were younger?
Penis, I think.
Look, did your mum call it your penis?
Yeah.
Did she?
Yeah. I think, I don't know, I really...
That's so weird. Did your mum, when you were running around the house naked?
Well, I didn't do a lot of that.
Would your mum ever put your widgie away or stuff like that?
No.
Or would your mum say, put your penis away? That's
Well,
weird.
no, she didn't say that because I didn't run around the house naked.
No, would she say, stop itching your widgie and stuff?
No.
When you were a kid?
No.
Your tinky? What, is that what yours were called? Was it your tinky?
Still
What's
is.
it? His was called his tuppence.
Tuppence a bag.
Can you know, man? Winky, tinky, todger, widgie.
and Tinky.
Was it? Did your mum and dad say widgie?
Can we move on
Okay,
from
sorry.
talking about this and back to Stephen's letter? All seemed fine at first, he says, crashing on. We all exchanged pleasantries when we arrived, and I was introduced to members of my partner's family that I hadn't met previously, including his grandmother. At this point, I should explain that my partner's grandmother is quite elderly. She doesn't have the best eyesight, is profoundly deaf, and extremely Spanish.
This is Stephen with the big Willy. Remember Stephen with the big widgie?
The big chorizo. After my partner's aunt attempted to introduce me to her as Stephen and Raphael's partner a few times, about 8 times, she suddenly seemed to understand when she called me Polla de Burro.
Shut up. What does that mean?
Now, my Spanish isn't great, and my partner is teaching me a bit at a time, so I had to check with him what this meant. As it turns out, my partner's elderly grandmother refers to me as Donkey Kong.
No. So his grandma went, Polo de Bello.
Polla de Burro. Yeah.
Oh, how continental.
Yes.
Spanish talking openly about their in-laws' big penis.
After this,
This is brilliant.
After this, my partner thought it might be an idea to have a chat with his mother, as she had clearly been speaking to her family about Willygate.
This gets better.
She did apologise and said she may have mentioned it to a few members of the extended family. My partner's amusement was short-lived on this occasion when his aunt took his plate from him when we were eating and said she felt he'd had enough meat already before winking at me. Wow.
When I'm next in Spain, I want to meet this family. They sound like a right laugh. What a good... This is brilliant. This is fantastic.
So now my love length is a topic of discussion at family events. I'm just hoping that it won't be the topic of discussion at our wedding in a few weeks' time. I'm thinking we may need to take anything too phallic off the menu. Thanks for all the advice. Warmest regards, Stephen. P.S. After Jordan's John Wayne comment, my partner has taken to singing "These Boots Are Made for Walking" at me. I'm not sure if that's a sign of something.
He's
Wow.
had enough meat already. Stephen, do you just want to write into us every so often and let us know how Willy Gate's going, please?
Well, Stephen, thank you so much for that. Thank you for the update, and I'm so sorry that the trauma is enduring. But hey, I mean, at least you can laugh about it.
Yeah.
This is from Mark. Dearest William, Jordan, EPB, and Diego, and in brackets,
Scratchity, scritchy.
could you do it as Diego, please?
I'm not in the mood, sorry.
Oh, ooh.
I'm not a performing monkey. It just
You're a
comes,
performing whippet.
it comes natural to me. Scratchity, I can't remember it. What was it?
Scratchity, scratchity.
Oh, there you go. That was very good.
That was my normal voice. I I was listening to an episode recently where a G&Diva shared her experience as a psychology teacher and mispronounced the name Megioch as Magooch. For a number of years, I worked in further education colleges where we taught subjects like, arboriculture, countryside management and horticulture. As part of the horticulture students' training, they had to learn plant names, both the common names and the Latin names. One of the plants is a white-stemmed bramble, aka Rubus cockburnianus.
That's a Harry Potter spell. That is not a plant. I'm sure Hermione said Rubus cockamarmus.
I'm sure she did. Pity the poor horticulture lecturer who had to teach the following name to a group of 16 or 17... I'm so sorry, I've had so much alcohol. Pity the poor horticulture lecturer who had to teach the following name to a group of 16 or 17-year-old students. Best regards, Mark.
We should probably do this next bonus episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, from your next AA meeting. Jesus, wet.
It's because I haven't had any breakfast because the train was running late.
So you've started smashing the gins already?
Because that's part of the show.
Jesus.
And this final one, thank God, is from Mira. Hi, William Jordan EPB. Absolutely love the show. Thank you for all the laughs. I've got a couple of potential Jordan's dictionary entries. For your Northern Dictionary. Mm-hmm. I am one of your American listeners, and I'm hoping for some clarification on something. I hear in every episode when Jordan says, we're not the usual blank, are we, William Hanson? What are you saying there? It sounds like agate ants. Is this a British phrase? Also, what on God's green earth is a picky tea? Thanks for helping out a confused Yankee. I always think it's especially hilarious when one of you visits the US and comments on the wackiness of American culture. Lots of love, Mira.
Okay, I'll translate this. Gee, Mira! Hey! Right, no, we're not saying agate ants. We're saying agony ants.
Agony.
Agony as in
I'll
agony.
say it in English. Agony ants.
So if you're in agony, and an agony ant, is it a British term, an agony ant?
Possibly it is, maybe.
Yeah, so an agony ant is probably coined, I'm going to say, around about the 80s, 90s, when
I think it goes back further than that. But...
people, probably was. People used to write into newspapers for help and advice.
Yeah.
And it would only be
answered
by like Dear Deirdre and stuff. But I'm going way off piece.
She won't know what Dear Deirdre is.
No, who Dear Deirdre is. And there was that woman off This Morning, weren't there? The Geordie one. She's no longer with us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what was she called?
Denise.
Denise, yeah,
yes.
She was a bit of an agony ant, wasn't she?
Yeah.
So we're saying agony ant. It's a term coined for people who offer advice on everyday problems, dilemmas.
So Jordan is saying agony aunt, as in your wife of your uncle.
A picky tea, you get yourself off now, because I know you're going to hate this, but a picky tea is basically anything you want it to be. In some parts of the UK, it's called a party tea. It's called British tapas. Think of tapas, but for Brits. So it's just loads of frozen bits.
All beige.
It's just bits of leftover food and bits in the freezer, and it can be whatever you want it to be. You can have a bit of leftover pizza and some just picky bits. Just picky bits. The best way I can describe it.
It's what you would get in the freezer aisle of Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
basically
frozen bits. British tapas is the best way of describing it.
Yes, British Northern tapas.
British Northern tapas, turkey dinosaurs, that kind of thing.
Yeah. It's not something that you need to start in America, Mira.
We hope that helped.
We hope that helps.
What would the Americans call picky tea?
Probably an all-you-can-eat buffet.
See, there's a difference between a picky tea and a buffet.
Well, but I never get this.
Because a buffet's planned and like for more than, I say a buffet's for more than 6 people. A picky tea's like when it's just 2 of you in house, you're like, I can't be asked cooking tonight, just have a picky tea.
Okay.
You'll see what's in freezer, see what's in fridge, in cupboards, and then you might go to the shop to judge
But the trouble is, if Mike and I started doing a picky tea, we don't. What is in our freezer is like meat, raw meat, peas, and ice cream, and ice cubes.
Any bags of shit in there?
No.
Good.
So we can't then start doing turkey dinosaurs.
We can go out and get it.
No, well, but then that's not.
I'll tell you what's in my freezer. Right?
Okay.
Probably quite different to my freezer when I was back up north.
Yes.
But you know those what they called? What? They're absolutely banging. You get them from Tesco. What do French call cheese and ham toasty?
Croque monsieur.
Yeah, so I've got some mini ones of them, right? They are banging on a picky.
Okay.
I've got some smiley faces.
Yes.
Right? I've got some leftover chili. You could even defrost that. I've got curly fries.
Okay.
Perfect for a picky.
Yeah.
Fish fingers.
Ooh.
Yeah. I've got what's the other bits? Waffles.
Yeah, it's all beige, Mira. This is the common theme. Like beige is like a yellowy, sort of an unattractive yellow. That's how I describe beige.
Why don't you make one, Mirror?
And send
It's called Mirror.
Mira.
Mirror on the wall. Why don't you make an American picky tea and send us a picture of it and I'll rate it. Remember, if you've got a question or a story that isn't a dilemma or problem, this is the place where we can read it out. So drop into our DMs on social media or send us an email to help@sexandmyboss.com with anything that you want to share with us. We also love hearing back from the people we offer advice to. So if that's you, get back in touch with Producer Ben. For more sex and news and nonsense, sign up to Producer Ben's newsletter via sexandmyboss.com and we'll see you next week. Oh, and Producer Ben's going to tell us all about his trip and the new secret club he's joined next week.
Yes. It's very exciting. Goodbye.